So I'm coming to you today with the siblings tag. This is my brother, Wasani.
Hello.
I live home now. He's here, and so now I can do these kinds of tags. First question is, who is the oldest?
She's the oldest.
I'm the oldest. We are 3 years apart.
3 years apart.
Any nicknames?
What?
All right. They call him Sani. His name is Wasani. Funniest memory of each other.
The funniest memory I have of my sister, like.
Oh, I'm interested now.
Alright, so like, this is the funniest memory. Like one time, like for some reason or another, we couldn't get inside the house. And then she was just like, stand back, I'm gonna kick the door down. I didn't know she was gonna be serious. And then one day she reached up and she kicked the door, but she kicked the glass out the door.
Let me tell you what really happened. So basically, we have an older sister who was living with us at the time, and she decided that we were coming in and out of the house too much, and so she was gonna lock us out. So she locked the door out, and we had the kind of front door that, it was all wood, but then the first half of the door had like cross-paned windows in it, you know what I'm saying, like old school doors. And so I was kicking the door. I was like, I'm gonna kick the door now. So I was kicking the door, and then I finally kicked it, and I kicked a little too high, and it went through one of the panes of glass. Good news is that we had a physical that day anyway, so I went to the hospital that day, and I got stitches. And I still have the scar on my ankle.
I mean, it was kind of sad at first, but after when you thought about it, I laughed for days. It was funny.
And then I thought it was so cool because I had stitches. Funniest memory. Oh, one time, Wasani has really bad vision. Can't remember the event, but we had a sliding glass door in our house that led out to the backyard. And he was running in and out of the sliding glass door, and I think someone had closed it, and the last he remembered it was open, and so he ran into it. Like, he literally ran towards it, and it was like, dink, boom. Like,
I was like 3.
You know, he has this gash. Is that this gash right here in his in his forehead because of it. Most memorable argument.
I had a when I was about, I think I was about 16. I had a cousin.
Oh my God, that was my memory too.
Like I had a cousin that came to come live with us, and he was you know, like a bad child kind of from like the Bay Area, and he was getting in trouble up there, so he came down to Southern California to live with us. And I felt like my sister wasn't, you know, she was supposed to be on our side and understand that. Just look out for him, help him, but you know, she went with the dark forces and kind of like turned against him to me. So like that's the way I looked at it, and I was just like, man, why you not, you know?
So here's what really happened. So my cousin came to live with us, and of course my father did not ask us, but we were older. And he came to live with us. We don't know this cat from like Adam. We don't know him at all. At least I don't know him. I don't know if you knew him. And so he came to the neighborhood and like was like shaking things up. Like he was like, you know, we were like, there are rules. Like, you know, there are rules to surviving as a Lino in this household on this block, you know? And he wouldn't adhere to any of the rules. Like, he got here and he thought he was gonna like, yeah, I don't know, me and my brother managed to keep things pretty low key when it comes to getting in trouble with our parents. We were very much like, whatever stays outside, stays outside. You don't bring any of the shit in the house. This dude like didn't understand that. Like we weren't like wild child bad kids doing whatever we wanted to do, not thinking about the consequences. And I think he had a whole situation in his household, and like that's how he behaved. And so he came to our house and tried to act like that. And we were like, okay, you don't talk to these fools, because like, you know, there was like racial tension between the Mexicans and the blacks growing up. And so we were cool with a lot of the Mexican families. We were like, okay, so you be cool with them, but don't try to like be with anybody's little sister or like cousin, like not adhering to the rules. Like he was gonna like try to talk to everybody's little cousin.
Like Craig and Friday too, when Day was like, I get along with the essay, man, don't come around here trying to stir up trouble.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like, and he was like on the phone constantly talking to some little, he lived with us for like 2 months, and every time the phone rang, it was for him. Like it was like, it's like he just came and took over. Like Wasani had his back because he like one day said something to my mom that like made Wasani want to stand up and clap. When he finally stood up to her and said something, my mom just like turned against him stone cold.
He did it for us though.
He did it for us.
He did it for us at the end of the day. And I'm just like, he did it for us. Like,
But by then, he had already gotten under my skin in the wrong way. He had already made an enemy of me because he went around like, oh yeah, you know my cousins, Blankety, Wahama and Wasani, like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, no, dude, like, no, don't come over here trying to shake up stuff. Like, no, we ride underneath the radar in this house. Like, you're a cat bringing animals into the house and we don't need that. Keep it outside. And so like, I felt like he turned against me. I felt like Wasani turned against me and sided with Jason when I felt like he shouldn't have sided with him. He should have sided with me. That was like the most memorable argument. Like I felt so betrayed by Wasani. I was so like, I can't believe you took his side. You don't even know him. I don't know about in your household. In our household, when one of us did something, we all did it. My dad would have held us accountable and did hold us accountable for his actions. Now, you know that's true.
He was just young.
Number 5, most cherished memory. My most cherished memory is my brother coming up to me at the bus stop talking to me about my little sister is 5 years younger than him, and my little sister was born or was about to be born. Like, we had a serious heart-to-heart on the way from the bus stop to the house about how my little sister's present was going to impact his life. I mean, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old having a conversation about what this new baby was going to do to our lives. And he was very concerned that my mother would no longer have time for him. And I was not concerned about that. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be great. We'll have a little sister, somebody to play with. Talked him back from that very worried ledge he was on.
My most cherished memory of my sister is when, so it was a whole bunch of kids in the neighborhood, and they all band together and would do whatever they wanted to do. They had this thing where they would just, if your bike was outside, they were just gonna take it. Because some of them didn't have bikes. Some of us did have bikes, and I had a bike. So if somebody didn't have a bike in their little group, they was gonna just take your bike. So one time I parked my bike outside the house. I didn't put it in the garage. And when I came out there, my bike was gone. So I went to go look for my bike. I'll say I was 6, maybe 7. Went to go look for my bike. I seen that they had it, you know what I mean? But it was just me by myself, you know what I mean? Like I felt like I couldn't get the bike for them at that time. So I came back to the house. I told my sister, I was like, man, they got my bike. And she just marched out the house and marched like, I'm about to go get your bike. I'm about to go get your bike.
I have no memory of this.
And she went and she got the bike. She came back with tears in her eyes, but whatever happened, she got the bike and she came back on my bike. And I was like, yeah, she got my bike.
I have no memory of this at all. Do you have any old photos of the two of you together? We have a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen them. And I guess I can post them if I find them right now. Number 7, the last thing the two of you talked about.
Ooh, gender.
Oh yeah, this morning we had a very
gender in America, male versus female. We're not gonna get into details, but that's what we talked about.
Good conversation about male-female gender roles in these United States. Are you close? Yes, but as close as I can allow. What do you think?
My sister is an individual. She has a strong personality, so we're close, but you know.
Would you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he and my little sister are closer to each other than I am with him, but it's just the way that I was hardwired as a kid. So there's only so much that I am willing and able to share. And I'm not even willing, it's able. It's only so much that I'm like able to share. What annoys you the most about each other?
All right. Sometimes she can be like bipolar, like as what I would call it. Like sometimes she'll be really good mood, and sometimes she'll be like, and it'll be like, all right, you know, it's kind of inconsistent. So sometimes that bothers me.
Yes, that's true. One thing that bothers me is that he constantly bothers me. Like Wasani cannot not bother me. Like I could be in my room and then he's like, comes over and like starts poking me with something. I could be like, oh, that's bothering me, stop it. And he won't stop it, he'll just continue to do whatever it is, the action or the questioning. Or he likes to like jump out of places and scare me. And I think the last time he did it, I hit him. And he's kind of stopped, but I promised him that anytime he scares me in the future, I will react and I will hurt him.
I can't help it.
10, do you hang out and do things together?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can. We haven't lived together in a while, but when I went to where she lived, She lived in New York. We went and we hung out and we had fun. So yeah, we can hang out. Like I never thought we can get to that level, but I hung out with her and her friends, and it wasn't a problem.
Are you competitive with each other? No.
No, not at all.
No. Have you ever fancied any of your siblings' friends? I thought that he had one friend who had potential, but then he doesn't have potential anymore. So it's never like, oh, he's so cute. I'm like, oh, he could be cute, and then he's not cute.
No.
One thing you can do that your sibling can't.
Get along with everybody. Like I could at least play a role for.
That is true. He's able to get along with people and fake the funk more so than I am. I'm able to express myself, I think, better than he can with words. 14. Who is the best looking?
She is the best looking.
I don't understand that question. It's weird with boys and girls. Like I think we all look good. I think we have a good looking family. I don't think there's like one family member that I'm like, oh. Nope. Who is the most creative?
She's definitely the most creative. I'm not creative at all. Like maybe when it comes to certain situations I can, but for some reason the creative gene, I think my dad's pretty creative, but I didn't get that, and I wish, because I could see him just like put something together and just build something out of nothing, and I'm like, man, I wish I can do that, but I got my mom's side of the family and like on that we're just like, huh? Like, well, and she's more like on my dad's side of the family, like they're more, to me, they're more creative.
All right, well that's it. That's our siblings tag. My name is Wahima, and
this is Wasani. I'm Wasani.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.